It is the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Thank you so much for joining in with us. Of course, it is our mission to try to bring you news you could use. We are so fortunate to have on the line with us who has become somewhat of our baseball expert from the Open Mic Broadcast Network, and that is none other than Mr. Olen Parker. We call him OP. So with that being said, Brother OP, how are you on today, my friend?
I'm good, man. I'm good, Mike.
Well, look, I'm glad to have you on with us as well, sir. Look, baseball season is up and at 'em. We know that people are getting ready for the March Madness, this, that, and the other. But one thing that you and I have is baseball in our DNA, and I'm excited to be able to discuss Southwestern Athletic Conference baseball. And we out and running, but we got some peaks and valleys throughout the conference. So I guess we'll first let you get into the weekend that was in the world of SWAC baseball, and then we'll go from there. So with that being said, sir, I'm going to let you have the floor.
Oh, yeah, Mike. So it's obvious that we got some intangibles that can't be overlooked about playoffs out of conference. You had a bunch of SWAC schools that really didn't handle business at all as a Division I school. For instance, you had Prairie View. They got 10-run rule every game to an opponent that just became a Division I 3 years ago. On the other hand, you had Grambling lost 2 out of 3 to a SWAC opponent. That's 8 losses against those guys. They're 1-8 in 9 tries. Also, I'm concerned about pitching in the SWAC. Like I said, Prairie View, 10-run ruled every game. Grambling gave up 55 runs, 4 games. With those being mentioned, if we're going to be a formidable, a reputable, might I say, division, we got to do better on the pitching side of it, and we got to stop getting 10-run rules.
Well, when you break up the 10-run rules, and being an old catcher myself, we know that when you're first getting out the gate, sometimes the hitting is a bit behind the pitching because it's just the nature of the beast. You're playing in February, March, and, it's about being loose and relaxed at the plate, but there's still no excuse for not being able to make the necessary contact of getting the ball in play, because you put the ball in play, you give yourself a chance. But when it comes to pitching, and I've been hearing of recent, it's about the velocity, and all that is great. But when I hear the word velocity, all that tells me is that a guy is a hard thrower. But just because you're a hard thrower and you can throw 90, 96, 98 miles an hour does not necessarily make you a pitcher. You have to be able to know what a pitcher is. And what pitching is all about, and I don't care what level you're looking at, it's the ability of throwing the hitter's timing off. So when you see the concerns about pitching in our conference, what are you seeing the ultimate challenge being?
Well, like you said, Mike, pitching is about missing bats. A guy throwing 95, 96 is listed as a flamethrower back where we come from. Flamethrowers, they're going to flame out sooner or later because it's a violent act throwing the ball as hard as you can every pitch. To be an effective pitcher, you got to have some missed bats type stuff. You can't just throw as hard as you can. You got to have some change-ups working, breaking balls working. Shoot, I remember when I coached at Grambling, we had a kid, Mario Jefferson. I don't think he threw over 84, but he went complete games because he could move that ball in and out with the best of them.
So when you look at that, the ability to place the ball and throw a strike when you need to throw a strike, like we said, it's about the throwing the timing off. When we go up and down the SWAC baseball rosters, if you were to pick, let's say, the top 5 pitching staffs in the conference right now, could you pinpoint who that would be at this stage, this early stage of the season?
Absolutely. Number one being Alabama State. Their season, their challenge. They pitch well and they get timely hits. They're almost in every game. Number two will be Southern. They got pitching. They just got to put it all together. They're in most of their games. Number three, FAMU. FAMU pitch, they hit. They take care of the baseball on defense. Number four would be Jackson State. Omar always does a good job, and it's going to always be low-scoring games until the end. You know, he may end up in a 3-2 game, and he might find a way to score himself about 4 runs and change the whole outlook of the game. Number five would be Bethune-Cookman. You know, they pitch well, play a tough schedule, so they're pretty battle-tested, and they're ready for the game.
Okay, now when you make mention of Jackson State has always been one of those programs that I'm watching you, but they seem to flame out toward the end of the season. And there's been a consistent, I guess, omen on that program. Do you think these guys are peaking too early, or teams are catching up with them as they progress through the season?
Well, they play just basic baseball, and there's no glitter and glam to something different that they're going to do. They're going to just do what they do. And by the end of the season, after playing them a few times, most guys already know what they're going to do. So they're a run-oriented offense. If you can't get guys on, you can't run. People have learned how to pitch to them. So it makes it tough for them when they get towards tournament play.
Okay. Now, we made a reference to who do you feel are the top 5 pitching staff. Are there any programs that are on that OP sleepers radar right now that you wouldn't be surprised if their stock rise as we're doing this session right now?
Absolutely, Mississippi Valley. You know, they got a young coach over there that happened to play for me. He's pretty aggressive. His team leads the nation in stolen bases right now. So I really feel like they're trending upward. And they're going to make some noise, man. So I'd always watch Mississippi Valley. I think Alabama A&M showed last year that they're going to be sneaky good, too. So I'll watch out for those 2 programs.
Okay. 2 out of the East. Well, since you picked 2 out of the East, is there one out of the West that might be a sleeper program for you?
You always got to watch Mike Robb. Mike Robb will find a way to get it done. You know, he's not going to be your typical coach. He's going to be a guy that just make it happen. You better watch those guys in the tournament also. Okay,
yeah, they had a rough weekend against Missouri, but they did score 7 runs in their final outing against them. So that is always a good mark, you know, because Texas Southern, they start off slow traditionally, but they get hot right around tournament time, and they always become an Achilles heel for whomever if they happen to struggle in and sneak in, and sometimes they're in that top 3 tier, and they always fare pretty well, at least of recent under Mike Robb.
That's always been Mike Robb from Prairie View to Texas Southern. He just want to get in the tournament. Once you get in the tournament, he's going to be tough.
No doubt about it. Now, we know that you made mention about Mississippi Valley, and they're leading or in the top of the nation as far as stolen bases. With the bases that have been increased, I know they went from 15 inches to 18 inches. Didn't really know if the SWAC was doing it, but I know the NCAA was saying they were going to leave that to the discretion of the home facilities. And then when they get to a neutral site, I think that's when the base size is factored in. But this 20-second pitch clock, are you in favor of that or not?
Absolutely, man. These games are drawn out to 3 hours, 3.5 hours, just because pitchers and catchers are taking so long to get ready to make a pitch. You're only going to throw 1 pitch, you know, at a time. So why should it take 30, 40 seconds? I guess they use that tactic to kind of trick her off that they're going to try to fool the batter. But most batters, good batters, are going to be sitting on 1 pitch anyway. It's not their pitch early in the count. They're not swinging. So I really like that rule. As a matter of fact, I'm coaching at Baton Rouge Community College, and our games have been going fast, man, because of that rule.
Okay. Now, do you see this as a potential spark for more runs being scored in baseball?
Well, yeah, offensively, you're gonna have to have in mind what you want to do early. You ain't got all day to think about it. You know, you got to be a pitch ahead mentally, and be ready to go. It's not gonna be all day where you can take time, and it also can affect the batter because if you're not in the box, they can also call a strike. So everybody's going to be on the same page, and coaching is going to change, man, because you're going to have to know what you're going to do way ahead of time.
No doubt about it. Well, no doubt about it. Well, I'm excited. You know, it's still early. The SWAC schools are not doing as well as I would want them to be doing because we have a tendency to beat up on each other. But I want us to make some noise outside our conference, in particular when it comes to regional play after the champion has been decided through the tournament. We'd love to see these guys advance to the super regionals, and it's only going to change. I know that we talk about pitching all the time, but if you can do the things that you can prevent, like playing solid defense, being smart on the base paths, knowing the situations beforehand, as you say, be ahead of the game. Baseball has always been a thinking man's game, and I still believe that this is one of the sports on the D1 level, regardless of the budget, that if you got the right system in place and you got guys who understand the game and the art of the game, you can make a lot of noise.
Strongly agree, Mike. If you take from the 80s, the mid-80s to the 90s, SWAC schools were like dominant. They wasn't losing midweek games to nobody. They wasn't losing on a weekend, getting 10-run rule. They played up on it 3 times. If they lost, it was close games. This style of baseball, I think the SWAC guys are trying to reinvent baseball. It's 3 outs per inning, try to get runs, and win the inning. And I don't know what most of these guys are thinking, but they're trying to play the 5th inning before the 1st inning.
Now, explain that to the listener that might not be baseball savvy.
Okay, in the 1st inning, your job, if you're on defense first, to get 3 outs before they score a run. If you're batting, your job is to score runs. You can't wait till the 5th inning to say, hey, it's getting late, we got to score some runs. You got to go inning by inning to score runs. Whatever happens, you got to have somebody ready in the 5th inning to cut it off, cut the water off. If you get up a lot of runs, you got to cut it off. But we're not equipped to have a staff of 15 pitchers. You know, you got to have some dual guys that can cut the water off. You just got to have a system in place where you stop the bleeding real early.
No doubt about it. You know the thing that frustrates me, I guess I'm like the angry old man, get off my lawn. The art of bunting has died. It is absolutely not a factor as much as it used to be in the game. Are you seeing it the same way?
I'd say from the D1 level, yes. But in the JUCO level, I'm seeing guys really having the bat. We bunt a lot. We played blend, they bunt. We've played San Jack, they'll bunt. But on the JUCO level, guys are playing baseball, man. Manufacturing runs, giving themselves up. But everybody in D1, 4-year schools, they're thinking next level. Like, hey, I got to hit to get drafted. I got to hit to play at the next level. No, you just got to take care of the bat.
Yes, sir. Take care of the bat. Be coachable and no slacking, right? You got to go hard. All 9, all 7, whichever your platform schedule allows. Well, look, OP, I am truly thankful, man, to have you on board. I look forward to more of these baseball discussions. That's if you don't mind keep coming back. Is that okay, sir?
I'll be every Monday for you, Mike.
Every Monday. Man, I'm liking that already, man, already. Well, with that being said, my friend, you are not a new shoe. You're an old shoe to this network. We're going to give you some closing thoughts and comments right now, my man.
like I said, I'm happy to be back on the Mike Prince Show. I'm looking forward to seeing better play out our guys in the SWAC. And if anybody got any questions, any advice you need, you can reach me at Olen Parker at 65yahoo.com.
There you go with that Yahoo email, but it still works, right? The message still gets through, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, he is Olen Parker. We call him OP. I am the radio guy, and as you heard, Brother Parker will be with us on Mondays here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network and the Mike Prince Show, discussing the weekend that was throughout the Southwestern Athletic Conference. So until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.